Tokyo DisneySea is the best theme park in the entire world, and in this video we're going to show you why. There are 8 different areas in DisneySea, and we're going to start off our day in the American Waterfront area, which has a very Cape Cod feel to it. And the icon of this area is actually this huge ship, the SS Columbia. I think that it used to be a real ship, or it is like a real ship, not functioning anymore, I suppose, but a massive ship in the American Harbourfront area. We also have the classic Tower of Terror, Toy Story Mania, and various different shops as well. It's got, I mean, as Cape Cod does, it's got a bit of a rich sense to it, particularly because one of the shops is like owned by, what's that dude, McDuck? Is that the rich duck? The one that has all the money. Scrooge McDuck. I believe he owns one of the shops. And while we're in the American Waterfront, I think our first ride of the day is going to be Tower of Terror. That'll get our adrenaline pumping. Can't think of a better way to start. It's not even 9 o'clock and she's already dipping her toes in the water, but it is very hot today. But a beautiful day to be here at DisneySea. Let's do Tower of Terror.
So Tower of Terror here in Tokyo DisneySea is themed differently to the other Tower of Terrors. It is not the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. It's themed, I think the guy's name is Arabian Hightower. It is Hotel Hightower. It's a bit of a whole different story behind it, which is really cool to experience. We did actually do this together last time we were here. First Tower of Terror together. And then we went to Orlando the same year and we're too scared to do that one, but it's since become one of our favorite rides, so we're absolutely doing this one today. Hopefully twice, depending on the wait times later today.
I won't lie, it looks a tiny little bit like the inside of the Miracle scene here. Obviously a lot more dusty, a lot more old. But I feel like this was once a grand place. Also, we stayed at the Miracle for one night, the eve of the opening of Fantasy Springs, and if you want to see that video, I'll link that up there. The story goes that Hightower found this idol on his last exhibition and then he just mysteriously disappeared. So of course we assume that the idol has something to do with that disappearance, and unfortunately we've just seen the idol and the idol disappeared in front of our eyes. I feel like something bad's gonna happen. Now I don't believe we can film on this ride, but maybe I'll put in a few of our voice reactions. We survived, but at what cost? That was really, really terrifying.
It was so fun because it's been 5 years since we last went on it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't remember at all what it was like. There were points where I was like a bee. Like, this is my body, my legs are up.
Pulling you down so fast, and you're really secured by the seatbelt because it goes over your shoulder. The only thing that can move is your legs.
I was literally like, are we going up or down? Like, I just could not.
At one point I looked down and our bag was here.
Yeah.
Like, it had gone up that high. So much fun. Our Cape Cod is that lighthouse behind me. I'm pretty sure Stace and I actually went to the lighthouse that lighthouse is based off of in Cape Cod last year. So that's so cool to see.
We actually never made it like along this area last time we were in Tokyo DisneySea. In 2019, we just ran out of time. There are so many cool areas to explore, so many rides we wanted to get on, but it's a really pretty area and heaps of popcorn, which is what we're looking for now. I've seen 2 flavors already in this area. I've seen garlic shrimp and roast beef. I tried the roast beef one in Fantasy Springs when we were there a bit over a week and a half ago, which was alright, but that is something Tokyo Disney is known for, and I'm determined to get in at least 3 to 4 different popcorn flavors over the next 2 days, so I'm on the hunt for milk chocolate to start it off. Oh my god, it is so hot today and it's not even 10 o'clock yet. I am sweating buckets. I made the wrong decision to wear my Lost Boys hat today. It's not really made for the hot weather. Time to give this a go. Yeah, it's as you'd expect it to be. It's popcorn with chocolate, and that cannot possibly be a bad combination.
Oh no. And even though this area is called the American Waterfront and definitely has similarities to places like Cape Cod, it's also playing off New York. There are New York kind of themed deli type buildings. This looks like a Broadway area, subway, you name it. So a bit of a mix of New York and Cape Cod, I would say, which aren't too far away from each other if I remember correctly. Oh, I'm walking here. I'm a New Yorker. And within the American Waterfront you will find Toyville, which is where you can go to Toy Story Mania, entering via Woody's giant mouth. I have to say, if you can, come to Toyville at night as well because it's lit up with like fairy kind of lights. It's so beautiful. Theme park prices, $2.50. This is cheaper than you get at home. That's crazy. So good.
We've now walked from the American waterfront to come to our second area in Tokyo DisneySea, which is Port Discovery. Last time we were here in 2019, I think we stepped foot in this area for all of like 10 minutes. It was at the very end of the day. We were just so much to do in this park. It's massive. But today we're hitting it early so we don't miss out. We've never been on Aquatopia, so we definitely have to do that today. I believe during summer you get wet, and then I think during winter you don't get wet. I'm hoping they've like switched the water settings on because it is cooking in the sun today, and I'd like to get a little bit wet. So there are two rides in Port Discovery. Aquatopia, which is what we're heading over to now, which is like a trackless water ride. So similar to like your Winnie the Pooh or your Beauty and the Beast rides that are trackless. This one is trackless too, but it's on the water, which is super cool. Never done it. And the other ride is Nemo and Friends Sea Rider, which I believe we did do back in 2019, I think. From memory, it was kind of like Star Tours, but Nemo themed, which was kind of cool. So I think let's go hit up Aquatopia for the first time ever. I'm so excited, except for the fact that no one looks wet, which I'm really sad about because I'm really hot.
So it turns out the water's not deep at all. It's like this deep. When you're looking from afar or looking from on land, it looks like it's deep, but no, very shallow. I guess that's how the magnets are able to work.
It's got a real motor to it.
It does. Maybe not for those of us who get motion sick, everybody. Definitely not as smooth of a ride at the end. That was pretty fun.
Look, not my favourite ride in the world. Would have loved it a lot more if we were getting a little bit wet because it is so hot, but it is a good one. It tends to have one of the shorter waits, so it's a fun one to pop on. But now we'll explore a bit more of the port.
And while we're here in Port Discovery, I picked up a bite to eat. It is a pizza turnover chicken and mozzarella. I think I had this when we were here last time. Kind of looks deep fried.
Nice and fried.
Yeah. And it was 600 yen, so about $6 Australian. That just tastes like a samosa. It's good.
But guys, it's still early in the day, but you'll be noticing we eat a lot of food today. We're going to eat a lot of food today because very busy day, long wait times, plus there are just so many fun snacks on our list to try. And we said we're just gonna go all out and try everything. So pretty much every land we visit we'll be trying one or two things, and I could not be more excited about it.
Moving between the different areas in DisneySea is always so smooth. It never feels abrupt. We're walking from Port Discovery into Mysterious Island now, and as I said, it's just so smooth. Okay, yet another moment in this video where we're gonna stop and appreciate the theming here in DisneySea. I'm underneath Mount Prometheus, and it's like this kind of mining theme. There are rocks everywhere, big rods of steel like holding up the infrastructure, and steam seeping out of the rocks because it is a live volcano, of course. We have a mine shaft behind me, and in front of me is this like water area where Stace has gone down to pick up a pretty interesting food item.
I'm popping by Nautilus Galley, which is one of the quick service food places here. They do have some seating as well. To get one of my favourite food items I got when we were in Tokyo DisneySea 5 years ago, it is a pork Gyoza sausage bun. It's delicious, and similar to when we were in Fantasy Springs about a week and a half ago, I've got my little slip of paper where I've ticked what I want just to make everything go a little more smoothly. This smells so good. I'm so pumped for this. It's a good one. I said this 5 years ago and I'll say it again. Could use a bit of soy sauce, but it's good.
A submarine down there as well. And as I said before, it's a mining area, and behind me you can see what looks to be a working mining piece of machinery. It doesn't need to be moving, but they make it moving because it makes it that much more believable. Speaking of making things more believable, we've also got this netting with rocks that seem to have fallen down off the volcano that are being caught by the netting. And again, it doesn't need to be there, but it is, and it just immerses you that much more.
We are officially inside Mount Prometheus, making our way to the center of the earth. I have to admit, I have not seen this movie.
I didn't know that it was a movie.
I'm pretty sure it's a movie. Nonetheless, it's a great ride. I'm very excited.
Two screaming girls on a roller coaster later.
Well, Journey to the Center of the Earth is, in my opinion, the best ride in Tokyo DisneySea, maybe tied with Tower of Terror. It is such a good ride. It's probably the fastest ride in Tokyo Disney Resort, I'd say. A really cool animatronic. It was fun. A really, really good ride. Definitely, like, that would be the must-do at Tokyo DisneySea.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of exclusive to this park.
If I had only 2 words to describe this area, it would be aquatic mining. Pretty unique. Can't say I've seen that anywhere else in a Disney park. And once you enter this area of the park, there's almost no evidence of there being any other areas in the park. It's truly its own land. The only thing that I can see that leads me to believe that maybe there are other things to discover is there's a little hole in the rock over there, and I can see the Mediterranean harbour. I mean, volcanoes are pretty prevalent in Italy. And of course, it's not just what you can see, it's what you can hear. The machines hard at work, the steam seeping out of the rocks. I just heard an eagle. DisneySea does it the best. I can also see what looks to be molten rock that has set after it seeps down from the volcano. And speaking of the Mediterranean harbour, maybe it's time we go check it out. I think we'll be talking about the park's theming a lot today because nobody does it as good as DisneySea, in my opinion. I mean, for example, there are like fake ruins on the side of the walkway here. We've got these ruins here as well, and there, it feels kind of like I'm at the Acropolis or even in Rome. It's a little bit like we're walking through the Roman Forum, which we actually went to last year towards the beginning of our full year of travel. We'll link that video up there in the corner. I love coming to places where you get a taste of everything, and often that is the case in theme parks. DisneySea, it is like that to the extreme.
There's nothing like strolling around the Mediterranean harbour, and honestly guys, there is not a prettier theme park in the world. Don't at me. It feels like we're right in Italy right now. It's crazy. Such a beautiful way to walk into a theme park. It feels like you're in the wrong place because it just does not look like a theme park. And there's something super special about that, I think, that you can't necessarily see obvious rides or attractions as soon as you walk in. It's really beautiful. Obviously in the Mediterranean harbour you'll find most of the main shops. There's the Emporium, there's the stationery shop, confectionery shop, all those sorts of things. And behind me, obviously, the Miracosta Hotel, which Rosh mentioned that we have stayed in recently, which was incredible.
Our room was one of these. The most expensive hotel we've ever stayed in and probably will ever stay in.
And you don't even necessarily need to go on rides to have the full experience here at Tokyo DisneySea. We're really going at a different pace today than we normally would. I'm normally a rides person, like I want to clock up as many rides as I can. Today, we're just taking it easy, exploring lands we didn't explore when we were here 5 years ago, and eating lots of food, of course.
There's even a castle fort area here in DisneySea. I mean, what doesn't it have? Like, I don't know, because it has everything. Now, last year Tokyo Disney was celebrating its 40th anniversary, and during that time they were giving out 40th anniversary priority passes via the app, which is kind of just like standby passes. They're free and they're still doing them, even though it's the 41st year this year. But Stace managed to get a priority pass, so we're hopping on Indiana Jones now, which leads us to the Lost River Delta area here in DisneySea. It does not feel like I'm walking onto an attraction in a theme park right now. It feels like I'm in a hidden temple in the middle of a jungle somewhere. There are faded paintings on the wall, sculptures of scary looking things, and a lot of skeletons down on the ground. A bit spooky. I'm very excited for this ride. It sounds like a fun one.
Well, that was super fun. I said to Rosh, we actually had like different opinions. Rosh said to me, why do I remember that being more thrilling? And I said, that was better than I remember. So I think we went in with different expectations. But that's a good one. I mean, I have to say it's the same ride mechanism as like in the US parks. It's very similar as well to Dinosaur in Walt Disney World in Animal Kingdom. It's not my favorite like track system. Like I love a bit more of a thrill, but it's still a fun ride. Really cool. Like the interior of the ride, which we unfortunately were not allowed to film, is very, very cool. So definitely worth hopping on, and it does often have quite short wait times in the morning because it is on the opposite side of the park, so that's a hot tip. But now I think we should check out the other ride here in the Lost River Delta, which is Raging Spirits.
And the Raging Spirits ride is one of the cooler rides to have a look at because there's actual fire lit up these stairs all the time. Fire and a waterfall. I don't know what else you could add to that. Maybe an ice sculpture, but this will do.
Rosh is taking this one solo. I did go on this in 2019, but I've since become old and now I seem to get really bad headaches when I go on rides like this. Even after Journey, and Journey is a very, very smooth ride, my head hurts. So I'm not sure, there's a bit of extra air, extra space up in that skull of mine, and my brain just likes to move around.
I don't know how there's room for anything else.
My other recent rides I can no longer go on include Rock and Roller Coaster, which was one of my all-time favorites. Can't go on it anymore, hurts my brain. So Rosh is gonna be brave, go solo.
Give it a go.
Do some flips.
Yeah.
Do some 360 loops.
We'll have a fun time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Raging Spirits is kind of like one of those roller coasters, outdoor roller coaster, but that's on a very small block. So it's a lot of like going up, coming down, going up, coming down, 360 loop. Kind of like Goofy Sky School, like California Adventure, but a bit more thrilling than that. Very similar, that's how I would describe it. A bit rough, you know, rough around the edges, but it is a really fun ride. We went on this number of times last time we were in Tokyo DisneySea 5 years ago. It's right next to Indiana Jones, so it's another great one to knock out earlier in the morning because it never has a line, because it's just right at the back of the park.
Look at it go.
How'd you go?
Let's just say I'm very thankful that it was like really padded on the sides, but it was like really squishy. So even if you hear head, it didn't hurt.
But was your head going like that?
Yeah.
That's what does it. It's not the bag.
It was going like that. So the Lost River Delta area is of course pretty cool. You've got buildings with like tin pieces on the roofs. You've got this rickety old looking bridge that I'm standing on. You've got the boat steamer that departs from here. But I think the best thing about this area is the exterior of the Indiana Jones ride. It looks like this massive tomb, kind of similar to the Mexican pavilion in Epcot. If you haven't seen our Epcot videos, we'll link them down below. We went to Epcot in December last year and it was an awesome time. It's one of our favorite parks, but I think it might even be bigger than the one in Epcot. It is massive and no surprises. Makes you feel like you're in a totally different place. It is very immersive, nothing quite like it.
And while this next food item is not necessarily specific to the Lost River Delta, there is another location, I think in the Mediterranean Harbour you can get these, plus you can get them in Disneyland. While we're here, while we've seen them, we had to get the famous green alien mochi. We love these. This is probably Rosh's favourite thing in Tokyo Disney. They're so good, 3 different flavours on the inside. Can't go wrong. When we were in Disneyland about a week and a half ago, I made the mistake of only ordering one and Rosh was not too happy with me, so I went ahead and got 2 today so we don't have to share.
Don't eat me. Please don't eat me.
Now, Mermaid Lagoon may be probably the smallest area of the park, but it has probably my favourite item in all of Tokyo DisneySea, and I'm ready for it. Mostly kind of tailored towards kids, kind of mermaid twists on Disney classics. Like you've got one that's very much like Alice in Wonderland teacups. There's another one that's kind of like a Dumbo type ride, but it's really cool in here. Perfect space to bring your kids and just spend the day inside here. Plus it's out of the sun, which is a big bonus. Plus it has probably the coolest entryway to a store in any Disney theme park in the world. It is so cool.
Yep, that's a whale.
This is the best ice cream in Tokyo Disney. Don't let anyone tell you any different, but no, it's pretty good. It's like a pink wafer, vanilla ice cream, and it has like this strawberry jam in the middle with a hint of like salt. It is so good. Find it here. I believe only inside Mermaid Lagoon, so you've got to get this one when you're in DisneySea if you want to try it. It's like vanilla ice cream with like a very subtle hint of salt. It's really good.
And we have made it to one of my favourite areas in DisneySea. It's the Arabian Coast, aka Agrabah. What an iconic movie, so underrated. Aladdin is one of my all-time favourites, and I really appreciate that DisneySea has put the money and the time and the theming into such a classic movie. So the Agrabah area has this huge square with these domes that you would expect to see in the movie Aladdin. There's also a double-story carousel. The sheer scale of the buildings and architecture in this area is just blowing me away.
I wonder, were those once upon a time flying carpets?
And while we're in the Arabian Coast, we've stopped off for some food at Casbah Food Court. I've gone with a vegetarian curry with some naan, and Stacey's gone with the chicken curry with some naan.
It's not bad. It's no cocoa with chibanya, let me tell you, but not bad.
Our next snack is a churro. It's a chai spiced sugar churro from just outside the Arabian Coast area. Believe it or not, I think in all the times we've been to Disney, we've maybe had one churro. And I couldn't even tell you where that was. I think it was just a basic one. So we don't get churros often, but as we've touched on many times in this video, Tokyo Disney, especially DisneySea, is very unique in terms of popcorn, churros, ice cream. So I'm going to give it a go. Interesting. I like it. It's going to sound really dumb. It tastes like chai. It tastes like I've dipped a churro in a chai latte, but it's not soggy. It's really good. I like this. Do you want to try it?
Feed me. It tastes very, very close to a regular churro. Just that extra twist of spice. Now, I'm not a fan really of chai lattes. I don't like that really like spicy kind of cinnamony flavor. But that's quite nice. I rate that. +1 for Arabian Coast on the snack front.
So in case you didn't watch our first Fantasy Springs video, the opening of Fantasy Springs, I'm going to go through how I just snagged us 2 spots on the Frozen ride. And it was literally just by refreshing the standby pass page in the app. To be honest, I'm quite surprised I was able to get 2, because when we were here on opening day, we were pretty much just doing 1 each. So Stace would go on a ride if she got a pass, and then I'd go on a different ride if I got a pass. But no, I was able to get a pass for both of us to go on Frozen between 11 and 12. So they're not like completely sold out. If it looks like there are none available and you really want to go to Fantasy Springs, I would just refresh when you can, and fingers crossed. But having said all that, it's time for us to go into the area of Fantasy Springs and go on to Anna and Elsa's Frozen journey. Yay! Now, just in case you missed it, Fantasy Springs is a brand new area here at DisneySea. It opened up on June 6, 2024. We happened to be here for the opening day. It was the best day ever. It is the biggest expansion Tokyo DisneySea has ever done. It is absolutely huge. There are 3 main areas. We have a Frozen theme land, a Tangled theme land, and a Peter Pan theme land, and 4 new attractions. We've been on 3 of the 4, but hopefully today we'll get on that very last one. It is truly a magical place. You feel like you're stepping into a storybook, totally immersed in these different lands. We went through it in pretty good detail in our last video, but obviously we'll be checking it out again today because we have those tickets to the Frozen ride. I don't know if that fake snow was there when we were here about a week and a half ago. Let's edit a rush, put 2 clips side by side. I feel like she's had a little touch up since then. What do we think? Definitely worth it. Looks very cool, so magical. I'm so excited to go back inside. Let's go! That Frozen ride is just such a big step up from the one in Epcot in every respect. It feels longer, it has more drops, more animatronics. It is so good, such a good ride. I really love it. It's perfect balance between like those extra few drops giving a little bit more thrill without the drops being so big that children are going to be scared of it. Like honestly, such a good ride and the best one in Fantasy Springs. We're now popping by Fantasy Springs Gifts to pick up something pretty special. You guys might want to stay tuned in the video because this one's for you. We're thinking of getting something to eat soon, but you know, my hands are feeling a bit dirty, so I'm just gonna wash them. No big deal, don't worry. Oh, it didn't work. There we go, that's a bit better. Wash those hands. Was that worth it?
Oh, it was absolutely worth it, except the first time. We'll just scratch that. That didn't happen. That was humiliating. While we're not technically in Fantasy Springs anymore, there is a little ice cream cart just outside. It's got the Fantasy Springs font, so it kind of counts. It's ice cream time. Rosh has gone with this tiramisu ice cream sandwich, which sounds kind of cool. And this one is one of my all-time favorites from our last trip. It is peach and raspberry ice cream bar. It's shaped like Minnie. There is also a Mickey Mouse one, which is tropical, which I will be absolutely getting today or tomorrow because they're both so amazing. So good, guys. That's what I needed. This will get me through this heat.
Stacey's icy pole is going to get her through the day. The caffeine in this is going to get me through the day.
So if you guys watched our first Fantasy Springs video, opening day of Fantasy Springs, we teased a little giveaway and we're so excited to be finally doing our first ever giveaway on the channel. What are we giving away? We're giving away one of these. Wow. They are iconic to Fantasy Springs, Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure. Everyone in the park has these on. We've seen people buying one of every design. They are the Lost Boy hats. We both got one. We love them. Rosh actually got this exact one. This could be one of yours. If you want to win this Lost Boy hat from Fantasy Springs in Tokyo DisneySea, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment down below about what your favorite thing is about Disney, and 2 weeks from the day this video goes up, we will draw someone's name, we'll pin a comment with the winner and the instructions on how to claim your prize. Good luck everybody, we can't wait to give this to one of you.
Now, while Stace was trying to get us a 40th anniversary priority pass as soon as we arrived into the park and scanned our card, I was trying to get a standby pass for a particular ride here in Fantasy Springs. It's the only ride we haven't been on because we managed to get on 3 out of 4 on opening day. It's the Tinkerbell ride, and now we're gonna go onto it for the first time. You excited? I know that it's made for children.
We'll wish we got a different one.
Yes,
but
I agree.
I'm excited to have experienced all 4 rides in Fantasy Springs.
We're completing the Fantasy Springs bingo card.
Ride is such a mystery to me because when we came on opening day, these standby passes went like that and we did not see it pop up once. I think maybe once actually in the entire day, and we were on our phones refreshing pretty much the whole day. This is popular. Guys, little hot tip, if you buy something in these bags, be careful because the ink is rubbing off on our tops. And I'm really sad because when we were in the shop earlier, the lady was like, how did you get that top? Because it seems like this color and the blue color have been sold out for quite a few days now from the sounds of it. So she was very impressed that I had one.
One like, one super strength detergent. It feels a little bit like Toy Story Mania in the queue because you're shrunk down. I'm seeing safety pins as like queue area. It's cool. Not great if you get dizzy on rides, I will tell you that much. I think it will always amaze me how Disney, particularly Tokyo Disney, is able to fit a whole another castle inside their park. I know there's no castle at Tokyo DisneySea, but there's kind of the volcano, I suppose, is the main like icon. But we've also got Anna and Elsa's castle here too. And then not only that, you've got Elsa's ice castle up in the distance up there, almost glowing. I just am always blown away. I would almost love to come to the park one day and not do any rides, just so I can fully appreciate all of the theming because it is incredible. I'm looking at waterfalls, I'm looking at houses on top of buildings, I'm looking at mountains that look like they're further away than they actually are because of like perspective tricks. Hats off to all the Disney creators. And the Kingdom of Frozen is so much more than Arundel's castle and the moat, Elsa's castle as well. It's also the village. They've got like really cute buildings in there and there are a decent amount of them. So pretty. It really feels like you're transported to a different world. And here we are out the front of Fantasy Springs Hotel, the brand new hotel that comes with the land. It is definitely the most unique hotel I have ever seen in my life. Who knows? Maybe one day Stace and I will stay there one day. But definitely not today, not tomorrow.
Well, that was such an amazing day here at Tokyo DisneySea. We got through so much and yet there is still so much we didn't do. This is such a big park, definitely a 2-day park, but we had an amazing day. We hope you enjoyed watching the video. Again, reminder about the giveaway, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment down below about what your favorite Disney thing is, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Stace, what's that around your waist?
It's stuffy.
No, what's this?
Stuffy. Should I buy the bag? Come on. Full honesty, should I buy the bag? Anyone? I heard a yes.
It's not a good sign. If you haven't already, please check out our Fantasy Springs video of the opening of Fantasy Springs. We worked really hard on it, had the best day ever, and it was a really great time.